Today we're learning how to take a truck bed from looking like this to this.
Hey everyone, so I just wanted to pop on the front of this video and just give a quick review, because if you're anything like me, you're gonna watch about a quarter of this process and then decide you want to do it or you don't want to do it. So I want to give you a few of my notes and key points in doing this project and doing it on my own. So the biggest thing is this is a huge project to do on your own. This is about an 8-foot bed, and I thought, okay, it's not going to be that much work. It's pretty straightforward. Man, was I wrong. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of bending over and laying down in weird places, and you can use a motor sander, but I chose to do it by hand because, one, a sander's not going to get in all the crevices of the bed, in all the crevices of the sides of the bed. So I did it by hand. Yeah, I probably could have sped it up by doing a motorized sander or an electric sander, but I did what I did. So biggest thing is this is so much work to sand, and then aside from that, there's the prep. So prepping it, you're going to be wiping down all your sanding debris, and then you're taking a chemical and cleaning the entire bed, kind of like I forget the exact chemical, I'll put it in here, but kind of like a acetone, that kind of thing, where the point is to get off any debris like sap or other chemicals that might be on here that, if they're under the paint, would cause it to lift. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and if I was going to do this again, I would probably have a second person with me, just to either to help or just to grab another piece of sandpaper, grab a towel so I can wipe something down, or grab some water even. It's a big project. It's not comfortable. You can lay blankets down and all that stuff, but you're moving blankets around in the sanding of the paint dust, and it's just it's not the cleanest, it's not the easiest, but it is a good result. So compared to what this used to be, I'm very happy with it. The other thing, let me just look at my notes here, what I wanted to tell you guys. I'm kind of in between rating this a 6 and a 7 out of 10. And I'll tell you why. And that's because it does look good. It looks, like I said, way better than it did before. But even I usually have a rubber pad down here, and there is discoloration just in the sides, and what's in the sun 99% of the time is more of a matte color now, which is fine with me. But the bottom, or the bed part, is more glossy because it's been covered. So that could be just from application process, I don't know, but from what it looks like, that what's in the sun is turned more of a matte, which is totally fine with me. The thing that gives it my 6 or 7 grade is just in some general purpose truck use. Hey bud, I'm moving to a new place, that kind of moving some furniture, or moving what I do day to day for work, just the kind of things. I'm not throwing a bunch of metal, just tossing it in the bed of the truck. I'm just doing some general moving. There's already some wear on the tailgate here that mostly is on like the high points of the bed or the tailgate, so that's kind of understandable, but it has rubbed off quite a bit. So that could be from my prep. Maybe I didn't do it right, but you know, I took a lot of time to do this, so I would kind of give it that grade. And the other thing is, if you want this to look like a show truck, you know, it has to be perfect, like factory. This is probably not the option for you, because it does look good. Like, I will say it looks way better and looks pretty close to a factory liner, or you know, what you would get aftermarket, like a spray on. But it's not, you know, it's a DIY. So there's parts that look more clumpy, and not bad, but just, you can, if you really look at it, you can tell. So if you're wanting that show quality kind of style, this is probably not the option for you. If you're doing general purpose truck moving, if you're a contractor or, you know, in the service industry, this is probably something that would be good, because I really wouldn't have a problem just chucking some metal in the bed of the truck and letting it ride. You know, I think it would stand up for that. I don't know about how long, like long term with that. It could start wearing down pretty quick with some really heavy use. But I would say for general purpose, it's a solid choice, absolutely. But I would put a rubber pad down, and that's what I usually run. I only took it out just to film this, just to show you guys, but I would put a rubber pad down, because if you're going to be moving any furniture or things that you don't want to get scratched, there's no way that you can put it directly on this paint without it getting scratched. Like, you couldn't put let's just say a coffee table face down on this and get to your destination and it be not scratched. It's going to scratch for sure, just by movements of the bed. Just if it's loose in the bed, it's gonna scratch. So anything that is more delicate, or you know, is furniture kind of stuff, you're gonna want to put a blanket or a rubber pad down on the bed. Mine is fitted for this bed, so it's all trimmed out. It looks clean, especially with the HERCULINER up. I love it. It's great for my use. You know, it's may not be for everyone, but for me it works, and that's why I wanted to just come in here and give you my review of this. And if there's any questions that I can help answer for you guys along the way, feel free to reach out to me. It's a big project, so if you're gonna do it, I commend you, and I will see you on the other side of this video. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. So for this project, I'm gonna be using drill to remove hardware that's on the bed. This has just got some different size bits in it. Sanding block, this is 60 grit. This is the dust channeling. I don't know exactly how this is gonna work, but we'll try it out. This is a new purchase for me, and I was gonna use 60 grit paper here that I was blanking and didn't look at the size of this pack, and it does not fit my drywall sander, or hand sander that I typically use for drywall. But anyway, I'm gonna use my 100 grit. I'll make it work. If I need to take it down anymore, I'll just use this by hand. So let's get to it. I think you guys can see that. All right, loud noises coming at you. And I did already test this bit on that screw, so that's why that one was loose. Cool, one done, and we'll get to the rest. Alright, I finished the tailgate. Got in all the crevices, all the valleys. And one thing I just wanted to mention too is I'm focusing on the most scuffed up I can get it. I should also mention that I'm going to use a damp cloth to just get all the sanding dust picked up a little bit and then dry it off with a dry one. So I'm gonna do that now and just get this cleaned up. It's a little windy, so I just don't really want all this sanding dust to dust to just fly everywhere in my garage. So I'm gonna do that, and once I do that, then we'll start working on sanding the rest of the bed. The other thing I would say just real quick is remove any debris. So like I've got some pads here that's stuck on the bed. So I'm gonna remove these, and I'm just gonna use a scraper to do this. And that's done. So that's now off. And then that should take, or try to take, as much of the stickiness or any kind of whatever material is stuck to the bed. Take that off as much as you can. It will not load your paper up as much, and you can get a lot further with a single piece of paper. Hey, so Amazon guy just got here and dropped off our product. So this is the HERCULINER truck bed liner. This is the kit, the roll-on kit. We've got a little bit of sample there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but on the front of the box, yeah, that's pretty drippy. So let's take a look here. Okay, we've got an application instructions. See here. Remove the tailgate. Check. Clean heavy dirt and grime. Yep. So once I finish sanding all this, then we'll clean this out really nice. This says to use TSP, which is interesting. Which you can use. They should have it at your major Home Depot or home improvement stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, etc. Mask off areas, yeah. And then this says to use a scoring pad that they provided. Let's take a look at that. So we've also got a paintbrush, which is good because I thought I was gonna have to buy one of those. 2 rollers, a roller handle, and looks like there's our scoring pad. I think, yeah. Oh, I see what they got. Okay, there's that. Let's see what our scoring pad. This looks like Scotch-Brite. Oh yeah, it's like a heavy gauge. Scotch-Brite. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we might use this too. What we're doing is exactly the same. I was just putting this roller together, and this is a little bit interesting. I may talk to them about this. This has got rust all over this thing, and on the end bushing here, this is all rusted out. So I don't know. It doesn't look like this has been used. I don't know if just the materials sat outside like before it went into manufacturing or what, but it's kind of weird. See that even that end cap is a little funky. But, oh, it actually rolls a lot better. Just needed some brute force love. Nice. Okay. Well, I may talk to them about that, but that's all I've seen so far. So if there's anything else, I will certainly let you guys know, though. So I've got everything laid out here that we're gonna need, that I can see, that has come in the kit and that I've ordered extra. I've got a paint stirrer. I've also got stirring sticks. I was going to get the shorter one of this, but I fear that this paint may destroy this mixer, and I've had this one for quite a while, so I'm just gonna make it work and we'll figure it out. I've got a liner here, and I'm probably gonna get, actually I forgot to pull that out, but one thing I'm going to use is a little bucket for the paintbrush that'll have a liner in that. Just a little easier than using this, but yeah, so I've got everything here. We've got water. We're gonna stay hydrated because we're gonna be in the sun. So anyway, what I'm gonna do next is do what the instructions recommend and wipe down the entire painting area. So we're gonna use this. This is the best I could find. They call for this xylene or mech. This replaces all those things. There's a glare on there, sorry. So we'll see if it turns out crappy, then we're gonna have to readdress it, but my feeling is that it'll probably be fine, hopefully. Prayers lifting up. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna start wiping everything down. We'll get that set up and then we'll go from there. Before we begin, I wanted to show you guys real quick how not to lose your entire bottle of cleaner. My grandpa taught me this, but basically what you do is you just open this partially, so it looks just like that. This used to be a lot easier when these caps were threaded. You could just unthread it partially. Then we've got a rag here. We're just gonna take this with our partially opened lid. Okay, we need to open it a little more. Let's do that, and then try to close it. There we go. So now we're getting going there. And before we get crazy, we're gonna put gloves on. All right, let's get to work. All right, got everything wiped down. Tailgates wiped down. We're ready to start painting. Believe the instructions say that we should let this first dry for 10 minutes. I mean, it's dry, but I'll let it sit. And says to do all the edges and stuff with the brush first, then come in and roll that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the sides first. First I gotta tape everything off, so while it's drying, I'm going to tape off. Not much I need to tape off, but just for some safety. So I will do that. All right, moment of truth. We're gonna open this guy up and get rolling here. That was not an intentional pun. I'm liking it. Hopefully you guys can see that. Sorry, I can't really touch the GoPro right now because my hands are a mess. So, oh, that's running a little bit there. You know what? That's actually looking pretty dang good. I'm liking it, for sure. It's definitely not as... let me smooth this out a little. I kind of see where you need to not really brush as much as kind of blot and brush a little bit. I can't really explain the method very well, but I'm learning. This is just my experience in the less than 2 feet that I've gone, to keep dipping this in so you get particles on there. Okay. You know what? That's looking pretty dang good, I have to say. Let me switch my position here. I'll start going along the top here. So I'm kind of like brushing, but also, I don't know, I'm trying to explain it. It's like a brush blot, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it that. Let's get all up in there. Get up in our little hole there. Dab that off. Now I probably could and should roll those parts. Yeah, let me start focusing on just getting the hard to reach parts with the roller or with the brush. So let me do that, and we'll time warp this, and then I'll come back when we're gonna roll this. Alright, it is day 2. I really like how it turned out. It's very dry right now. Grip is extreme level. Love it. It's really nice. You can see there's a couple places where there's some red showing through, and that's as to be expected, because per the instructions it says that the first coat is kind of the primer. So we're gonna do the second coat here. I was watching one of my other favorite YouTube channels, The Good Life Outdoors, and I'll link his video here, but he actually did the HERCULINER, same exact kit that we're doing here. Did it a little different, so I wanted to link that so you guys see. He's an awesome guy, but then you guys can see a different process too, just in case that is a better option for you. But yeah, so I liked what he was doing too, but he did his coats quicker together, or in a shorter distance apart. This has now been about 12 hours, probably, maybe 8, since I finished. No, it's definitely been over 12 hours since I finished this yesterday, and it's now noon the next day. So yeah, anyway, if you need to do, a little faster, You could watch his video too and see what he did, but I'm gonna work on the second coat here, get that going, and hopefully we'll get everything covered up as far as our spots that we need to hit. But I'm gonna set that up. It's a little windy today, so I'll probably do mostly time-lapse stuff, just because we're gonna get quite a bit of wind noise in my mic here. But anyway, I'll set you guys up and we'll get to it. We almost made it. So this is the entire gallon, 2 coats. I tend to do really thick coats, so I probably did not do as thin as they would suggest on the first coat. But I did order another, some extra, because I may be doing another project with it. But I'll have to do the tailgate, and I might just touch up this area a little bit. That's kind of all that was left. But I would highly recommend getting over a gallon when you do this, just to have some extra. You can do touch-ups, but I also wanted to drop you guys in because the time has come for the most. But I also wanted to drop you guys in because the time has come for the best part, and that is the reveal. So here we go. Oh yeah. Nice. That is what I call a clean line. Oh yeah. Nice. Sweet.